Welcome everyone. This evening we are spending time with Bug and Frog Song, which we were all just talking about because it's such a joy and puppies love it. So we're bringing that joyous energy to Bug and Frog Song tonight. And right now it's high summer, so it's hot in a lot of places, and the bugs and the frogs are very, very active. And Alex is going to share a few slides. Are you ready?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'll share the screen. Oh, welcome, everyone. Here. There, and can everyone see it? Yes, okay, thank you. All right.
Awesome. Well, welcome everyone, and I decided to go with the title "The Nighttime Chorus: The Songs of Bugs and Frogs." And I was going to take a cue from Megan's presentation recently on caves, and really it won't be a whole lot of information in detail like we sometimes share, but it'll try to spend a little more time just with the essence of the thing itself. In this case, this symphony of music that we get at night. But I'll have just a few things to share, so I will step through. I thought we'd start with Dr. Pang's 8 verses. If you want to read it, that'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Everyone, find your Qigong posture. Feel your hips, your legs, and your feet rooted to the earth. Lengthen the spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. Tuck the chin. And feel the crown of the head lifting to the sky. And take a few deep breaths. Head touches sky. Feet stand on earth. Body relaxes. And the mind expands. Be respectful and quiet. Mind is clear and appearance is humble. No distracting thoughts. Mind expands into infinite space. Feel the mind shining into the body, deeply and inwardly. Entire body is harmonized with qi. Harmonized with qi. Harmonized with qi.
Beautiful. Thank you. So the Nocturnal Symphony, there's a lot of different creatures that can add to the the sounds that you hear at night. And not everything even is listed here. There's just a few common ones: crickets, katydids, cicadas, tree frogs, and toads, bullfrogs. They all have their own sort of rhythms, textures that they add to the night sound. The night we have sometimes we're blessed with coyotes here, which is can be a little bit ruckusy. It kind of breaks through the night and interrupts sort of what's otherwise a very peaceful sound. But yeah, all different things, and depending on where you are in the world, it probably sounds slightly different, but it does exist almost everywhere except Antarctica. So, a few quick facts. There's often you'll notice like variations in pitch, rhythm, duration of calls, even within species. But this does differentiate different species as well as communities within those species. It's used for communication, recognition, identification of their particular community or group. It also dilutes predator risk, which I found interesting. They overlap the sounds and stagger the timing, which confuses predators, makes it harder to pinpoint any one individual animal. And it also amplifies their mating success within the community. So there's a lot of sort of, um, you know, biological and evolutionary reasons, I suppose, for the development of some of these sounds. Why the nighttime chorus? Why are these animals so active at night? Well, some species prefer nighttime. It could be the temperature, the humidity levels are elevated at night. Higher humidity regions tend to have louder, more frequent choruses, actually. It also avoids daytime competition, birds, predators, other things. And so it is more advantageous to the survival of some species to be active at night rather than at day. And as I mentioned, these sounds can be experienced pretty much all over the world, but it's like tuning into different radio stations, kind of depending on where you live. So we'll share a little something at the end. I found a website that I thought was pretty cool. And this guy's been traveling around North America and recording sounds. So I'll have that resource to share. And he has all different species and things that he kind of focuses on and just different regions and such. All right. I also found this poem I thought we'd share. This is, I think, just someone who publishes on Medium, which is sort of a public, um, yeah, public medium, public outlet where you can post things, articles, thoughts, in this case, poetry, by someone named Gregory D. Welch, and it's called I Swim in Night Sound. I close my eyes. I swim in night sound. The world is alive with song, tree frogs, crickets, and other bugs. I slip on the night sound. Let the stars and inky depths fall as a crescendo of the nocturne rises. I am alive in the cool night air. All the stars are bent and listening as a thousand songs compete. Close my eyes and I melt into it. Open my ears and I am one with them. The night has its own rhythm, alive with its competing songs. My ears melt me into the night. I close my eyes. And this video here is just a quick video I took last night just outside of our deck. I just walked out onto our back deck and just kind of panned around our yard a little bit. You'll apologize, you'll probably see some of the construction that we are still undergoing here. So there's like a pile of gravel and stuff. But anyway, the sound is what we want to focus on. And it's crazy to me because I'm looking at the woods behind my house. And it's so funny because it just looks so still and dark and like there's nothing there. But the the loud uh, you know, this symphony that's playing out of there tells me there's actually probably, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of little critters out there uh, waking up, becoming active. So that's the Missouri radio station if you're tuning in. Oh, now it's playing it again. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. And then this is actually a video that Elizabeth had found and wanted to share. The sounds of the bayou, so water crickets, frogs. And this is actually, there's like a lot of these collections. You can find this on YouTube or other, public places. But this is from YouTube, and there's a whole bunch of things like this. This is like an hour long, I think. We're not going to listen to the whole thing, but we thought we'd just listen to the first couple minutes of this and just kind of bask in the sounds of the bayou. If it will play. Whoop. I guess I don't know. It didn't play there. Make up try that again. You have to hit the play. Let's see. Huh.
Suggest a screenshot.
No, it worked earlier. Remember we were. I swear this worked when we were practicing. For some reason, it's not working now. Let me go back once and then see if it'll go forward again. Let me see if we can escape.
Oh, there's the play.
See if it'll play it from here. Oh, it's not working tonight for some reason. That's odd. Do you think we could? Hmm. Odd. Huh. Oh, I see. There's a button to enable content. I think I got it figured out now. All right.
There.
Now it'll work. That's probably good. Yeah. Blue Bayou. That was good. So thanks for that. And then this is the website I was referencing. There's this website I found, which has got to be one of the coolest, certainly one of the coolest jobs I've ever heard of. There's this website called musicofnature.com. A guy named by the name of Lang Elliott. He's a professional nature recordist. And so there's a whole bunch of different albums and stuff. A lot of this is paid resources. They're very cheap, but I thought I'd mention it in case you're interested in supporting a project like this. In a future retirement career, I could see myself getting into something like this. It's really cool. Just going exploring wild areas across North America and recording them. So really neat. He's got different albums and stuff, like by different names. So you get just like the sounds of insect lullabies or voices of the night, wind song, birds at dawn, etc., and many more. So check that out if you get a chance. I recommend it. And that is, the end of my presentation. I didn't have any other slides to share. I thought we would open the floor up to any comments, additions, suggestions, or stories, whatever wants to be shared.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Robin.
I have a sharing. Thank you for that beautiful presentation. That isn't quite on the same topic, but it's all about nature healing. Over 2 months ago, we had a terrible tragedy in our valley where three beautiful little girls were murdered by their father up in a campground 10 miles from us. He was a PTSD'd, off his meds, loved his children, but some horrendous tragedy occurred. And it's been so hard for the entire valley. And a couple of our friends asked Craig if he would do a healing ceremony. And so he did. And, Craig does a lot of work with trees and tree meditations. So he did a meditation with trees, and the trees told him how to do the ceremony and how to do the healing. So 12 of us gathered under the beautiful, huge trees in our next door neighbor's yard, and the one that had been cut down because it had been struck by lightning. So that has become our memory tree. And he did this absolutely beautiful, beautiful healing session, and we made a despacho. And it was just so powerful. And today, Craig and I took the despacho up, and I haven't been up the icicle since it happened. It's just, I felt like the valley had been taken from us. And so Craig and I went up the valley and above the area where it happened, and we floated the despacho down the river. It's in dissolving paper, and had a little ceremony on the side of the river. Then we went and picked huckleberries and hiked, and it felt so good. And I just could feel all the trees because it was, trees and community, and the trees here speaking to the trees of the whole valley and spreading the healing. And it was such a beautiful thing. And I just thought this would be a beautiful place to share a nature healing. And so now, I mean, we came home with a gallon of huckleberries and so happy, and by a beautiful river. And it's like we have our icicle valley back. So I'm so grateful.
Awesome. Hold on. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Robin. Mm. Feeling that connection with all of the trees, yeah, because the trees housing all of the insects and the frogs and trash heal. I mean, it's palpable. So all of those trees, we're all held. Anytime things like that happen, we feel it and we heal together.
Yeah, and I've always loved the trees up there, but I was just so aware of them. And it was interesting as we got close to where it had happened, I got really dizzy as we were driving. But then we drove past it and did the little ceremony. And when we came back down, we hiked a bit and picked huckleberries. And when we drove home, I was fine. So something cleared in the kind of finalizing of the ceremony.
Well, and that dissolving, you used the word dissolving. I mean, the despacho dissolves, allowing that merging and rejoining. Yeah.
And all the intentions and prayers that went into the despacho will be released into the river and flow all the way down. The family lived in Wenatchee, which is 30 miles south of us down the Columbia. And so it will flow down the Wenatchee and then into the Columbia. And so it'll just spread eventually to the ocean, to the whole world. So it's just a nature healing.
Oh, love. Oh, love. Thank you.
It's interesting, Robin, you mentioned dissolving. Like that's, and I love the poem that you shared, Alex, because I think it had that, at least that's what I heard, that theme of the song of the night, like you dissolving into it. And what it felt like to me was these cohesive fields that nature creates, whether it's like Robin shared with the trees or the waters or the insects, they're healing sessions on their own. They're just these super healing, cohesive, yeah, fields, right? Part of our Mingjue field.
Yeah.
I love that poem. I'm really, really glad you shared that.
I think he uses the word melt. I was thinking the same.
Melt.
Well, his ears melt into the humidity as well. Like at least here, it's quite humid. So when you feel the bug and frog song, it's almost like your insides are melting into the air around you with that, because it's thick, it's heavy with moisture. So there is that dissolving or melting into the waters of the air as you're carried on the bug and frog song. And it's dark, it's twilight, and the sun is setting, so it's getting darker and darker. So it reminds me of that melting, merging, dissolving into the universe chi that we practice all the time. It really gives you a palpable feel of that.
Yeah. Yeah, since moving here, it's like I fall asleep to this sound every night pretty much, and it's been awesome. When we lived in Minneapolis, like I like fundamentally just did not feel safe. I mean, I just didn't, and like I feel like I'm still kind of like healing from it a little bit. Like, I've like this sort of always on, you know, fight or flight constantly, always worried about the next thing or whatever. When we left, we left at a sort of peak time during, there was, I think COVID was going on, the George Floyd stuff was going on. There's just a lot of stuff going on in Minneapolis, and a lot of riots, violence, just all kinds of stuff. And so, man, but coming here and just having that every single night and dissolve it, like to just dissolve into that. I mean, it's taken time. It's like, but it's starting to feel like safe again. Like come down, and that is what that's what that nighttime chorus does for me. Yeah.
Nature healing.
Yeah.
Trees, the bugs. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mm. Allah. Allah.
Allah.
Yeah. Allah, Megan, thank you for bringing the comparison with the poem. I was thinking that too. Mm. Also, I have to say, Minneapolis is a top park city, and I love Minneapolis too.
Oh yeah, it's not all.
It's
I shouldn't. Yeah, it's not all bad.
yeah.
It's actually a pretty beautiful city.
It's
But
very
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
it was a tumultuous time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a different field being in a city versus being more
Mhm.
rural. So I just tonight got back from 4 nights in the wilderness next to a lake. And yeah, I mean it's just totally different. Your body, your nervous system reacts completely differently. And I also like relax and chill out and feel more like myself.
Mm.
Um, but cities are convenient and so they're fine too.
Yeah.
Allah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have a story about a tree cricket.
Mm. Yeah.
This was many years ago. Um, it was getting to be dark, and all of a sudden in our house, it sounded like there was a alarm, like some kind of like fire, like a smoke detector or a alarm. Something was going off in the house, and we couldn't figure it out. And we're walking around the house trying to triangulate where the sound is coming from and what electronic thing is making this. I mean, it was so loud. And we finally found it was this little teeny green tree cricket that had gotten caught in the house and was doing his or her night chorus. And I mean, so loud. When you're outside, you don't notice because it's got this huge area to fill the space of, but in a tiny house, it was very exciting. And it's fun. I remembered that this morning because my daughter found a tree cricket in her tent when we were unpacking. And anyhow, they're very, very loud. These little teeny, just very small bugs can make very loud noises.
Yes, they can.
They can, yeah, it's true. They're so tiny.
Yeah.
It's also hard to tell where it's coming from.
It is.
It's
It
like
was so hard. We could not find it. It was
It's interesting. Crickets for us come late. When the crickets start, we know summer is waning. We don't hear them at all until sometime in August. And the first time you hear the crickets, it's like, oh, fall is going to come. They're the harbinger of change, I believe, here.
Mm. Mm, the harbinger of change. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Mm. Mm.
I had something I wanted to share.
Yeah.
When you were playing the sounds of the forest, I just kind of like sunk into the whole thing. And Karen had to nudge me when it was done. And I don't know if I was asleep or where I was, but it just took me away. And when I was young, back in Iowa, I used to fall. We had these things, we called them locusts. And I can't repeat the sound. It's kind of like at night, and just the whole neighborhood was full of it. And then a lot of times the kids, we'd go around and we'd pick their shells off the bark of the tree where they, I guess, left the shell on there. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. They're so loud also, and they're more daytime. They make daytime music. They do a bit at night, but yeah, locusts they're very, very loud.
yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like we get all the varieties here in Missouri. It's like we get a little bit of everything.
Bug capital.
It is. I think we have every species of tick in our backyard. At some point in time. We get the deer ticks, the dog ticks, the seed ticks, all the ticks. Yeah, it's funny.
A lot of bugs, a lot of amphibians
We're
as
rich in
well.
bugs and amphibians.
And
it's true.
amphibian, yeah. The dragonflies are out now, so it's really a tapestry of all kinds of.
Yeah, it has helped. It takes a while. Like I feel like the dragonflies don't show up until like July, but it's just a little. But before then, like you get pounded with mosquitoes, ticks, and all kinds of stuff. The dragonflies come in, and all of a sudden the population levels start getting under control again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought up the locusts, or here we call them cicadas, but they do make that same sound that you were making, Gary. And there's nighttime ones too. I can hear them right now, but it's one of my favorite sounds of the summer, that pattern and the way they kind of like call and respond to each other. It's so fascinating to listen to it. And then the comment about the ticks is making me think about how I'm working on acceptance. Today I went down to the creek to make a gazpacho, and I put on this big, I guess you could call them coveralls. I call it my tick suit. Zips all the way up and there's a hood. Because I've had 3 tick bites in the last year, and actually I'm on antibiotics now for another tick bite from last week. But I was like, okay, I forgot to wear my stuff last week when I was filling the bird feeders, but I'm not going to forget today. And I came back and took off my tick suit and everything and sat down on a Zoom call, and what was come crawling down my arm but a tick. And it was one of those ones that I looked it up because I wasn't familiar with this kind of tick. It's one of those ones that we have that where you can't eat meat anymore if you get bit by them. And I know some people that are dealing with that. And Yeah, it just kind of brought it up again for me, the whole like, oh, acceptance. Yes, you know, those beautiful deer. There was a beautiful mother deer and two babies that while I was down making the despacho next to the water, I was pretty quiet. They stepped in the stream just upstream from me and started crossing it, and they didn't see me, and I was watching them and enjoying their company. And then after the tick, I was like, yeah, that's what goes with the deer. But, you know, acceptance. How
Bugs do bring that practice pretty front and center. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think I've been getting a little more used to it the longer we've been here. Like it used to be, I mean, we were in a city for so long and I didn't know this at the time because it was just we'd go out in the parks. The parks is beautiful in Minneapolis, as Elizabeth mentioned. They have one of the top parks cities in the country where all these connected, we call it the chain of lakes. There's all these lakes in Minneapolis. They're all connected by parkways and stuff that are and all the lake access was public. So like a long time ago, the forefathers of the city basically protected all of those waters and the surrounding area. So it's not private lakeshore, it's public lakeshore, so people can use it, which is awesome. But they treat and so there are no bugs really. Like you can walk around those lakes all night and not get bit or anything. And I'm like, oh wow, that's weird. Like so, but then I moved to Missouri and it's just like constantly being what swat swat. Like I get that out of my face. But I think I'm adopting slowly. I'm not as bothered by it now. And when I find a tick, I'm like, oh, another tick. It's just like part of how it is. It's still a bit annoying, but yeah, it's acceptance for sure. Acceptance. Uh,
Allah, Allah, Mingjue acceptance. Also, we didn't have Gary and the locusts or cicada. We call them cicadas too, and they're big and loud and slow here at least. Yeah, Allah, Allah. Yeah, Mingjue acceptance with bugs. I am also working on that. Even in my dreams, my dreams will process them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ticks have showed up in my dreams since we moved here for sure.
Mine too. Yeah, so yes, Howla. Howla. Mm. Well, is there anything else that wants to be shared? Or anyone that wants to be either verbalized or just sent out into the field, into this healing field?
I'd like to put Bobby in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Bobby. Also, Vivi's having surgery on Thursday, lumbar, so we can keep her in the field.
Hola, Vivi.
I'd like to add my friend Marlo and Beth.
Marlo and Beth. Mm.
And since we had them front and center, I'll put the Decker family in.
Mm. Thank you, Robin. Hola. We'll just put all the little children. Feels like there are a lot of children, things, images, and presences. We'll just hold all the children. And all of the families, everyone connected with the children. Mm. Oh, right. We'll hold all of the people mentioned and all of those not mentioned in this healing field. We'll anchor ourselves in acceptance.
Just like to bring in Mary Magdalene today. It's Mary Magdalene Saint Day. And you know, the Mingjue field around Mary Magdalene, which is perfect for, yeah, perfect.
Mary Magdalene.
For what she represents.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
It's that capacity to witness the suffering
Mm.
that I've been thinking a lot about since Thursday, with the words from Joanna Macy on the prophecy of Shambhala, that the two things we need are the compassion to witness the suffering, the ability to witness it, not in fear, and then the awareness of the interconnectedness of all of creation.
Mhm.
So just bringing that. Thank you.
Mm.
That feels perfect for tonight also. I mean, witnessing that interconnectedness of everything around us and melting, dissolving, merging with it, especially as that darkness descends. It brings it. How well, we will bring all of these intentions, Mary Magdalene, Joanna Macy, all of the loved ones, all of those who've passed, and we'll bring it into this, what's already here in this healing field. And we'll move into our consciousness field setting, bringing all of this with us, gently and lightly. And find a comfortable position, sitting, standing, or laying down. Take your time getting there. Really feel yourself inhabit the space, the posture that you choose. And in that inhabiting, in that embodying, just feel Mingjue acceptance, however it looks, even if it runs into resistance or thoughts. Just allow that Mingjue acceptance to observe. Observe what's present. And with that accepting observation, feel the lower body relax, the hips, the feet, sinking into the earth, rooting and connecting. And invite the spine to lengthen and relax. And the crown of the head lifts up to the sky. The chin just lightly tucks, feeling relaxation from the crown of the head down through the neck and spine, into the hips, the legs, and through the bottoms of the feet. Dissolving into this posture. And from this place of rooted relaxation, invite the awareness, the consciousness to move into the center of the head. Feeling the Mingjue observer present in the center of the head. And as Mingjue observes, notice any thoughts, any sensations. Just see them as they are. Mingjue acceptance, to see those same thoughts, those same sensations, opening into the head. Mm. Mm. And allowing this awareness to flow into the sense organs, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, relaxing the jaw, allowing any tension to ease, and observing the ears. And we can connect to the poem, the imagery of the ears, and we'll add the sense organs, the mouth, the nose, the eyes, and the entire head inner space, all melting, melting in this Mingjue gaze, melting into the universe. Invite our Mingjue observer to flow into the neck. Observing any sensations, any thoughts that arise as the gaze centers on the neck. And bringing that acceptance to whatever is. As Mingjue observes, as Mingjue accepts the neck inner space, invite the tissues, the cells, to melt, to dissolve and melt into the universe. Mingjue flows into the shoulders, feeling the shoulders, observing any tension, maybe rolling them. And bringing that gaze into the shoulders now as they are. Mingjue flows into the arms, the upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Mingjue observes the arms and the hands just as they are, observing and accepting any sensations. In that observation and acceptance, the shoulders and the arms and the hands melt and dissolve into universe tree. Mingjue moves into the chest inner space, observing the lungs, the rise and fall of the breath. Mm. Mm. Mingjue observes the breasts, all the tissues, the bones of the chest. Mm. Mm. Mingjue observes the heart. Mm. Mm. And the entire chest inner space held in this gaze of Mingjue acceptance, noticing any grief, any pain, any challenges that arise, and allowing Mingjue acceptance just to see them, to witness what is. Mm. 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 And held in this Mingjue, the lungs, the tissues of the chest, the breasts, the heart, they melt, dissolve into universe chi. Shoo. Mingjue observes the abdomen, allowing the gaze to flow into the organs, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen. Mm. Mm. The pancreas, the stomach, the intestines. Mm. Mm. The kidneys, adrenals, bladder, reproductive organs. Mm. 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 Mingjue observes the inner space of all the organs in the abdomen, noticing any sensations, any thoughts or feelings that arise as Mingjue gazes at the organs, allowing what is to be. And softening as Mingjue acceptance rests with the organs and whatever's present with them. Mm. Mm. In this Mingjue acceptance and rest, the inner space of the abdomen, all the organs dissolve and melt, merging into universe chi. Shoo. Mm. Mingjue observes the spine of the neck, the upper back, the middle back, the low back, and the tailbone. Mm. Mm. Observing whatever's present in the spine. Mm. Mm. Feeling Mingjue acceptance flowing through the spinal column. Mm. Mm. The inner space of the spine melts, dissolves, merging into the chi universe. Shoo. Mingjue observes the hips, the pelvis, the legs, the thighs, the knees, calves, ankles, and feet. Mm. Mm. Mingjue observes any sensations in the lower body, any thoughts or emotions that arise. Mm. Mm. Noticing and inviting Mingjue acceptance. Mm. 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 The inner space of the hips, the legs, and the feet dissolve, melt, and merge into the universe chi. Shoo. Mingjue observes the entire chi body. Mm. 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 Feeling the wholeness, the entirety. Mm. And bringing Mingjue acceptance to this entirety. Mm. 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 Held in acceptance. Our Mingjue entirety, our chi entirety melts, dissolves, merges into the chi universe. Shoo. Mm. in this melting, dissolving, merging, in this healing field. We are connected to the collective consciousness. We are connected to our teachers, Dr. Pong, Teacher Wei, connected to healers, sages through all time and space, loved ones, all those in need of healing. We're connected to all the loss, and all the gathering, all the reconnecting that happens. We rest in this wholeness and this oneness. We are Mingjue love. We are Mingjue peace. We are Mingjue joy. We are Mingjue gratitude. And we are Mingjue acceptance. And we invite this mantra, all of the healing intentions and blessings, to flow into our night, into our day, into our week, dissolving into all of time and space. You can choose to stay in this healing field as long as you'd like. Or if you're ready, invite your awareness into the body, wiggling the feet, the hands, rotating the spine if it feels good, just generally moving. Feeling the body, noticing the air on your skin, any sounds around you. Placing the hands palm over the navel. Taking a few deep breaths. Hello. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you, everyone. Hello.
Thank you, Alex and Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alex and Elizabeth.
Yes. Great presentation. Mm.
Thank you.
So wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh.
Bye, all.
Good night.
Great week.
Yeah.
Thank you.